Yeah, funny you say that. I think it was last week. Connor was saying I'm ready to go back to the Caribbean.
Hi,
Hey, how you going?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, and how is everyone at home?
Yeah, quiet household this morning. We woke up early and did Chloe's homework this morning. I'm just taking him out for a little walk so I can have some peace and quiet at home.
Well, tell us about your kids, Chloe and Connor. They seem to have such a love for the game of cricket as well. Do they like going with you, traveling on tours and that kind of thing?
Yeah, funny you say that. I think it was last week. Connor was saying I'm ready to go back to the Caribbean. Um,
Oh no.
and it is. Chloe doesn't enjoy cricket as much because it's that's taking daddy away from home, and I think
Oh,
I think she gets a little bit upset that Connor gets more attention when we go cricket because obviously he's the boy wanting to play all the time, and so she doesn't enjoy it too much. But a couple of times I've taken her down to the Hearts games, which is the women's cricket that play for Auckland, and she gets obviously looked after really well there, so she doesn't mind going there.
when and what influenced you in particular to take up the sport?
And then growing up, I think guys like Lance Klusener, Gary Kirsten, just all those guys, and then even I remember my first PlayStation game or Sega back then was Brian Lara cricket, and because he was left-handed, I used to love watching him. And remember watching Brian play at Kingsmead when he got 100 against South Africa in a Test match. So that was really cool, and really fortunate enough to meet him a couple of years ago when I came to Trinidad for the first time, and then moving to New Zealand and when I was 15, watching guys like Brendan McCullum play, Stephen Fleming,
Mhm.
and then now to rub shoulders with them is pretty surreal, to be honest.
When T20 cricket first came into existence, did you ever imagine that you'd become the first batsman to score 3 centuries in that international format, or become the first foreign player to score a century in CPL?
Not a chance. I think, growing up, I was a bowler. I was an all-rounder, but I probably bowled more than I batted. I mean, I moved to New Zealand, that carried on, and it's funny how time goes where you get a bit more opportunity with the bat, and that takes off a little bit. And then now with the ball, I don't bowl as much, anywhere near as much as I used to. And so to be a frontline batter, like Kane Williamson and the guys that were batters at school, have got a hunger of scoring hundreds pretty much every second, third week. I'd only scored 2 or 3 hundreds before I got my one for New Zealand. So, to score a century for your country is awesome, and then to go and do it 3 times is something pretty special, and hopefully I can go a couple more.
You've mentioned Brendan McCullum a couple times already. How much of a confidence booster was it to have him at TKR when you first joined us?
Oh, huge, especially coming into a new franchise and not really knowing anyone that well. To have him there, who's obviously a great leader, well respected around the world of cricket, and to have him there was great. I think I still remember after the second game, I think I'd Barbados, Akil got me out. I think he bowled me, and then I got out again cheaply in the second game, and I was really second guessing myself. Am I good enough to play at this level? And then I remember talking to Colin Board and Brendan over a couple of beers that night at the Hilton, and they were just like, just go out and play your aggressive nature. If you win 2 games of cricket for TKR this season, then you've done your job. And then I remember going out and then getting that 100 in the third game against Guyana, and sort of from there, it's just taken off really well for me in the CPL. So, I have a lot to thank Baz for, not just for TKR, but my career in general, and obviously the TKR family for having faith in me that early on my career.
How is he, Baz, as a coach? Because he was our TKR coach last season.
I think he's exactly the same as a player. He gives you a lot of confidence to go out there and just play your natural game, whatever that may be. And if you're not too sure what to do out in the middle, take the aggressive option. That's the way he played. And it's great to have a coach that lives by that, in terms of, you get some other coaches around the world that will go, "I'll just go and be aggressive." You do that for 2 or 3 games, then it's like, "Oh, hang on, mate. You you're throwing your wicket away, off you go. You're getting dropped for the next couple of games. But with Brendan, he'd rather see you take that aggressive option and get out, because you're trying to take the game forward. And if you're trying to hit an over for 20 rather than 12, that over of 20 can really change the momentum of the game and swing it in your favour. So I think he's very similar as a player to a coach. Just wants everybody to go out there and be positive and at the end of the day enjoy what we do.
This one we call it rapid fire. So I ask you some questions. You have 10 seconds to answer. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite Trinidadian food?
Definitely doubles.
Doubles. Okay. And what's one Kiwi dish you miss when you're touring?
I just think the good lamb chops. We do get it, but it's just not as good as back home.
Okay. Who was the first bowler you faced in international cricket? Was it Chris Morris, Dale Steyn, Robert Peterson?
I think it might have been Chris Morris.
Yes, that's correct. And that was in Durban, I think it was?
In Durban, yes, it was.
How was it to make your debut in the country of your birth?
That was very special. I look back on that tour as, the best, one of the best tours I've ever had. Going back home in terms of South Africa, making your debut in Durban, where you grew up playing your cricket, and again, South Africa was something, pretty much, the stars can't align any better than that, to be honest. So, it was awesome. We didn't have a great game. We lost massively, but it was a great time to obviously play in front of family that I hadn't seen for pretty much 4 or 5 years. So that was great.
Who's your favorite movie actor?
Adam Sandler.
Okay, that's a good one. And if you were not a cricketer, you would be what?
I'd love to be a golfer, but I'm not good enough. But I'll just stick with being a golfer.
Okay. Why is that? Just a different sport? So you'd be in sports then, even if you weren't a cricketer, you'd still try to find something in sport.
I think so, because I couldn't sit in an off day, and I don't like. Cricket gives you so much downtime, and I enjoy my free time. So golf, yes, I know it's 4 or 5 hours long, but in between you, and you've only got yourself to blame in golf anyway. You don't have anyone else to blame. So, yeah.
So last section. This one is called Most Likely To. So we're going to try to get you to tell a little bit on your TKR teammates.
Yeah.
All right. So who is most likely to be playing video games in his hotel room?
Sunil Narayan.
Who is most likely to eat anything but still not put on weight?
Oh, Curry Pierre. That guy. Oh. Wow, he can eat like a horse and he is still this skinny.
Okay. Who is most likely to voluntarily do extra rounds at the gym?
So the Trinidad boys don't like the gym too much. They just naturally fit and strong. They don't like the gym that much. But who's always in the gym? I'm going to have to say Ali Khan of late. He's been working pretty hard, I think.
Yeah. And last one, who is most likely to feature in top gear in a fancy car?
Oh, there's a couple. Definitely, I can't choose the difference between these two, but it'll be DJ Bravo or Narayan, one of the two.
All right. Well, that's it. So, Colin, thank you so very much for, spending this time with us on Nights Unplugged. Do you have any messages for the TKR fans out there before you go?
Yeah, hey guys, thanks for joining in. It's awesome to have your support throughout the season when we played for Trinidad, but even, the amount of messages we get now, even when we're away from the franchise, it's surreal to see how much we have an influence on you guys, and if we can just keep putting a smile on your face every time we join the franchise, it goes a long way.